we'll study about num. So today in the next class, what we'll do is like we'll study the basics of NumPy, and after that, third class, that is the end of just a minute. This week and next week, yeah. So coming from July, what we'll do is like we'll start with AI mini projects. So if you complete this NumPy, right, the basics, like we can start coding in machine learning and those kind of things. So we'll try to finish this NumPy. So we won't hurry, but we'll go through the basics and we'll try to understand NumPy. Okay, so I'll share the screen.
Excuse me, sir.
Yeah, Tanisha.
In last class, you told that you would teach like
I'll
how
give.
to code like multiplication of matches.
Okay, I'll teach that one. But before that, shall I do a little bit of NumPy, like basics thing?
Yeah,
So
sir.
that is also included, multiplication, everything. Like it's easier in NumPy, but I'll also teach the basic coding in Python.
Yes, sir.
So one class I taught about NumPy, right? So anyone remembers that? Anyone remembers NumPy? So I'll start with the basic. So NumPy stands for numerical Python. So what this numerical Python is, that is just your combination of arrays, handling those array with mathematical numbers. So all the things inside NumPy are your uh, numbers itself. So you can't add what is it words to that one. It's just your numbers. The main difference is that, as I mentioned, right? So I'd have shown you examples of three-dimensional image, like how RGB is stored inside an array to create one single image. So similar way, in NumPy, like we'll be having n dimensions. So there is no limitation for dimensions in arrays. So can anyone tell me what's matrix dimension? What how many dimension it has matrix?
Two dimensions.
Yeah, two dimensions. So using the two dimension, we can create multiple clones of this that one. So that is what we call n dimension in NumPy arrays. For example, uh, just a minute. Let's take this. So this is your your single dimension. So one dimension. So if you add one more, right? This is your two dimension, kind of an x and y axis. So if you go to this array, right? One more dimension if I need to add. So what happens is that, so same 7, 8 and 9. So if we give a comma over here, right? So this is three dimension and so on. So it continues. So this is n dimensional array. So you can have multiple dimensions. So using just two dimensional arrays like matrices, you can stack matrix one after the other to form n dimensions. So that is the concept of n dimensional arrays. So any doubts on this n dimension?
Sir, can you once again explain the n dimension?
So for example, you can see over here, right? So matrix is two dimension. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So this is a matrix, right?
Yes, sir.
So this is the basic of matrix. So two dimension rows and columns are there. So what we do is like we'll take one more matrix 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So if we stack inside one after the other inside a matrix, right? So we'll call this as three dimensional. So if I add more, right? So uh, 13 and 15, 16, 17 and 18. So you can see what I did is like stacked three different arrays so into one. So this is like how you do. So it can be four also, like if you continue 18, 20, and you need to give a comma value. Okay, 24. So two-dimensional array, one array, two array, three array, and four, like kind of arrays over the other. So this is what like you can create number of sequences, any sequences. So that is what n dimension means. So
Okay.
still are you having any doubts on this one?
No, sir.
Okay. So if you have a three dimension, right? So one like for example, so some random value, I just keep. So this also should be having the same thing. So this way you can create a number of dimensions based on the size of the array. So this would also become more better and so on. Okay. What NumPy does is like it already has inbuilt functions, so you need not create from the scratch. So there are some library calling methods where you can use that one in order to create your NumPy arrays. So if I create np.arrange this 10,000, right? So it will create a array with these many values. So like why we use this numpy is like it's way faster and like already there is so much community, right? So we don't have to do it from the scratch. So in order to make it easier, like we use numpy for all the calculation part, numerical calculation and those kind of things in machine learning. Okay. So can anyone try this one and share your output? So I'll just take yeah, Gautam, can you execute this and show it in your screen?
Yes, sir.
So you can share your screen. I'll stop sharing my screen. I'll just mm, I'll just share it in the chat box. You can take it from there. So I'm not doing this because like it was already been taught NumPy one class. So Gautam, can you share the screen? Your screen is not visible
Just,
yet.
give me a second. I'm switching to
Okay,
that.
sure, sure. Okay, he's taking his time. Mm, does anyone knows like how to play tic tac toe game? Anyone?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so what do we do in that one?
Like we put X's or O's in like out of any of the nine boxes or columns, and if we get a straight line, then we win like
Okay.
consecutively.
This is I asked because like we'll be learning this in the mini project, AI mini project. So one player would be the AI and other player would be yourself. So we'll create in coming classes. So that's why I asked. Okay. So anyone knows what sentiment analysis is? So
Is
what
it
sent?
like how like humans think?
Okay. So that is how they show emotions, right?
Yes,
So
sir.
based on yeah. Okay. So how we react. So that is what sentiment analysis is. And then we do have one more project about image classification. Whenever you give some image, right? So the AI will tell you like what that image is about. And then we have a small music composition thing. So four are completed as of now. Yeah, Maria, you raised your.
So the sentiment analysis, will it be like uh, recognizing an image or NLP based?
As of now, like it's just the simple one. How your mood is based on how you answer.
Okay, so
So we can do it for like the camera also. We can take the camera and then we can predict like what's your emotion. Just the basic one. If you're happy, sad, or angry, or something like that.
okay, so
So Gautam, are you ready, or else I'll give it to someone else? Uh,
So go to the next. I had started installing it.
Sorry, Gautam, your voice was breaking.
So I had a error with the Python interpreter. So I had uninstalled it a few days ago. Is it fine if I do the next thing in this
Oh,
meeting itself?
okay, you should have told it. Like, okay. So we'll take Maria. Can you do the output for that NumPy?
yes, sir, just a second. So I'm sharing my screen now,
Yeah, it's
but
visible.
I'm getting an error.
I can do np dot arr. So instead of array, right? np dot arr. Okay.
Yes.
Is NumPy installed? Pip install NumPy. Can you try?
Yes, sir.
Well, it's already satisfied. Okay. So make it array only in data one. np dot array. Same name as intended import. Same. So why is it not working? Did anyone try this output?
I think Kanishka has tried. She has sent a screenshot in the chat.
Yeah, I can share your screen.
Then I'll stop sharing.
Yeah, you can stop sharing. Thank you, Maria. So check, like we'll see like what's the issue it's causing for you, and then we'll resolve it later.
Okay, sir.
So is my screen visible?
Yeah, it's visible. So as you can see, like what happened is that what we are trying to do is like we are taking a data array and we are trying it converting it to np.array. So if you can see over here, right? So whatever the data it's inside, so you can see decimal values as well as your integer whole number values also. So this is possible in NumPy arrays. Mm. So what we do is like we'll just convert array called as np.array. Whatever the data is there, like convert in that, and then we'll print. And if you can see array.d type is there, right? So what's the data type? So float 64. Can anyone tell me what float 64 is?
The type of value.
Okay, what type? Like if it is float 64, what type of value it is?
We have a decimal value.
So all the values can take decimal values. That is what it means. And then array.shape is there, right? So it will give me the dimension, like what's the shape of the values inside the array value. And then it will give me the dimension. Yeah, sorry. Shape is that like number of values inside. And then dimension is that what's the array dimension. So array.d type, array.shape, and array.end dimension. So this three will use for debugging any NumPy array if you get in future. So you remember, right? Array.d type, array.shape, and array.end dimension. So any doubts on these basic things?
No, sir.
Okay, we'll just continue. I can stop sharing. I'll share. Thank you, Abhishek. So we have seen creating the NumPy list, right? So can you all try this examples np.array and np.zeros, np.ones, np.I, np.arrange, and then np.random randint. So I'll just explain like once you did all this command. So make it array 1, array 2, array 3, array 4, array 5, and array 6. So and then print all the outputs. And then change these values also. So don't keep the same things. So 2 comma 3 is there, right? Make it to your dimension, your wish. So it has to be different from this one. And then make this one np dot arrange, right? 0 to 100 comma 2 instead of 10 comma 2. Just show it to also. So first what we'll do is like import numpy as np. So we'll import the numpy. And then what we have first thing, so we need to create numpy dot array, right? So array is equals to np dot array. So let me just correct this one and just see for some more. Just uninstalling. Okay, let me just install the latest Python. Just a minute. I'll just install it fastly. I'll remove this later. This is 3.10. Anyone has completed this? You can share your screen. I can uh, implement this. So np.array, np.zeros, np.ones, np.i and np.arrange and np.random random. So you can just continue. I'll just install the Python. So just a minute.
Excuse me, sir. I'm also getting the same kind of output as in your screen.
Yeah, just checking this one. So the main reason it's telling me is that like NumPy is not properly installed, but that shouldn't be the issue. So, yeah. Okay. Is it fine if I use Google Colab for this session as of now? Like I'll just rectify and I'll just also inform you, Maria.
Okay, sir.
Okay, sir.
Okay. We created a simple array. Sorry. Comma 3. So this is how we create a sample NumPy array, and then your next thing. So np.zeros. So what we do is like we'll create a variable called as array2, and np.zeros, if you give the shape of the array, like we should be able to get those. So just array2 is equals to np.zeros. I come fine. So I'll print this. So it's way easier, right? So instead of doing manually like everything, so it's way easier. So already 5 cross 5 matrix is created with all the values as 0. Then what we have next is that np.ones. So similar way, we are given np.zeros, right? So if we do np.1, so I'll rename it as array3. Sorry. So all the values like np.ones, and if I give the dimension of the array, so it will create all the arrays with this values everywhere 1. And then we have np.i, right? So what we do is like are trying to create the identity matrix. So you can see the diagonal values are ones, right? So we just have to mention 3 over here. So it will automatically take it as uh, size comma size, like I've taught you in Python, right? So similar way, we just have to mention one input variable for this one. So np.i, just show it here. Day 4 is equals to np.i. So if I give 5, right? So we need to. So you can see identity matrix or diagonal matrix is created with uh, 1 as the value in the diagonal. So if I want to do it the other way around, right? So if I want, no, can do that also, but as of now, like we'll see only this identity matrix. So it is possible to do other diagonal as well. So only if you want to have one values in this opposite way, right? It's possible. So as of now, like we'll only focus on this uh, diagonal matrix from left to right. So any doubts on this? And then we have np.arrange. Five is equals to. My screen is shared, right?
Yes, sir.
It's not getting this share screen is there, right? Okay. And was arrange. So can anyone tell me what's range in for loop?
So, like, we can give the start and stop value. Like, it prints the numbers between those two.
Okay. So what we give is that we'll specify a set of rule stating that this is the starting point and this is the ending point. That is the range. So start and stop is the range. So similarly in NumPy also, right? So like what we can create is like we can create a range. So I'll start from 0 and then I'll give it as 100. And then if I give 1, right? So what it will create is like it will create 100 values starting from 0 to 99. So you can see over here, right? Uh, I gave the range starting from 0 to 100. So with the sequence of 1, so the difference between each element is 1. So it started from 0 till 99. So there are 100 values. So if you want to get till 100, so I have to give it to 101. Or else I could have started with 1 and the same. So if I give 3, so it will give me all the values like with the sequence of 3 in between. So 3 value would be difference between the each number. And then if I give 5, right, so 20 values would be there. Then 0, 5, 10, 15. So it's easier to do it in NumPy. So you can generate large numbers like with ease of using the functions. Okay. We had the last one, right? np.random randint. So, so 0 to 10 it's given, right? Uh, 0 to 100 I'll give. And then I will give the, sorry, just a minute. Yeah. So this np dot random rand int is there, right? So what it does is like it will create, it will randomly generate the values. So from 0 to 100. So what we do is like we are given the dimension of the matrix. So 5 cross 5 matrix. So we are telling that numpy to have values like randomly. So that would be ranging from 0 to 100. So if I give this one right here. Print of 6, yeah. So as you can see, the 5 cross 5 matrix, so it has been filled with the random values ranging from 0 to 100. If I want it to 0 to 5, right? So 0 to 5 I'll give. So it is between 5 itself, 0 to 5. So any doubts on this creation of NumPy arrays?
Excuse me,
So
sir.
what we do? Yeah, Tanishka.
So, like, can you share? Yeah, like here, like array dot I, like np dot I, it'll like you have just written 5. So, like the dimension, like for rows and columns, both it'll be just 5.
Yeah. So if you have seen our previous class, right? I'll just show it to you. So it was done in 21st March only, right? So matrix.py. So if you had seen, I'd shown you, right? So we will take one dimension, one, like that we have taken, right? So if you give size, comma size, show it to you. It's better if I show it to you. 18 first way. So this is 20. So yeah. So if you can see over here, right? So what we did was like we taken the diagonal element, and then we have taken this size, right? And then what we do is like we'll fill a values with zeros, and then we'll replace like if I and j are equal, that is rows and columns are equal, then only we'll replace with that with the numbers. What we do is like we have just mentioned 5, right? So in our case over there, so I just mentioned 5. So what it does is like it will automatically generate all the values zeros and replace the diagonal elements with 1. So if I give 6, right, so it will be 6 cross 6 dimensional array. Sorry. So you can see number of rows is 6 and 6, columns also 6. If I make it to 10, so 10 cross 10 it created. Any doubts on this?
No, sir.
So this is just the easy way to create your matrix. So NumPy has already inbuilt functions and functions. So we can call them out and we can just create. So what we did in previous class, I just manually taught everything how to do from scratch. So we can directly use the NumPy functions. So others, any doubt? So can you also share your screen and show the output one by one? So what we did till now. So just stop sharing. So we'll start with participants here. Jaswin, Jaswin, are you there? He's not attending this class. Leo?
Yeah. Yes, sir.
Uh, can you share your screen and show the outputs of like the repetition of this what we did now? If you're
Yes, sir.
completed.
Yep. Sir, is the Google Collab fine? Because my
Yeah, you're
VS
also
Code had issues with it. Am I audible, sir?
yeah, you're audible. So you're also getting this NumPy array
Yes, sir. I'm getting the same syntax errors.
text error. Okay, I'll check this one. I don't know what it's causing. So you can do the same thing in Google Colab and you can share. And then next we have Abhishek.
Yes, I will share my.
Yeah.
Here is the code.
So you're able to get all the values. Okay, fine. So np.array you created, np.i. Okay, fine. So next Ashit.
Yes, sir. Just a second. In here.
Create an array, zeros, all ones, dimensional array, and then 1 to 97. Okay, fine. And then random initiate. Okay, fine. Yeah. Then Tanishka.
Shall share my screen, but I think there's error with the like dimensions.
No, it's fine. We'll resolve that one. So you can share your screen. So this whatever you do in class, right? We just share like if some errors comes and then we'll resolve. It's not like if you don't get the output, it's something wrong like that. So you can share your screen. Okay, array np.zeros you had created, right? So line 71. Okay, I think so. There is one more additional bracket. So red color, you can see that. Can you remove that one? So many. So why three are used? In next one also, 73 line is there, right? Additional brackets are there. You can remove that as yeah. You can save this one and run. You're getting the output right.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Printing others as well. Can you go down in your terminal completely down? Still a little bit down. Okay. I'm too close to. Okay. Okay. Fine. 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 539 and 1 and 1. Okay. Fine. Okay. It's created. Okay. Then you have Gautam. You told it's not working, right? Your system Python. It's fine.
Excuse me, sir.
Yeah, Tanishka.
So can you share the like image of the like can you share the PowerPoint presentation this slide?
Yeah, I'll just share this one. I'll after this class is over, right? I'll just share it right away.
Yes.
Excuse me, sir. Excuse
Yeah,
me, sir.
Gautam.
So I was the one who shared the screen before. Is it fine if I share it now for this time?
Yeah, you can share. So if you're getting output, it's well and good. Yeah.
So, I have a error, I guess. When I type in the rand in it, I get a call. It's not an integer.
Object. 5, 5. Can you see the syntax? You need to put comma after the 10 is there, right?
Oh,
Add,
yes, sir.
try now.
I did not.
No issues, you can try. Yeah. Still
Yes.
getting them. Okay. Good. Well done. Okay. So last class we had seen matrix arithmetic operation, right? So we'll just see like how we do in NumPy. So we'll just go through it quickly. I'll share the screen here. So can anyone tell me like what and all arithmetic operation we have seen in matrices?
Addition, subtraction, multiplication, and division. Division we didn't learn.
We didn't learn, yeah. So we have been seen three arithmetic operations, right? So we'll just try all those. Okay. So it's just like how we do normal array, like how you did your previous list and those arithmetic operation with each other, right? So in NumPy also it's similar. So if I want to add array and like array 1 and array 2, right? So I'll take it into a separate variable array 5 and then I'll make it array 1 plus array 2. So just show it to you. So like what's the condition for adding?
It should be of the same order.
Same order. Okay. So I'll create so 0 to 4 and make it to 0 to 10. So I'll make it as array 7. So what I'll do is like I'll make it separate variable addition equals to array 6 plus 7. So I'll just print this. So you can see this array 6 and array 7 has been added. So the value with value. So whatever the row and column value in first matrix and second matrix is added. Similarly for second, third, fourth, fifth. So it's added. And then we'll do for subtraction. Subtraction is equals to this it's minus array 7. Subtraction. So what happened is that two arrays has been subtracted. So similarly for multiplication. This is into this 7. So print multiplication. So it's just direct like how you do your normal Python coding, right? So addition, subtraction, and multiplication for variables. So NumPy also you can do the similar thing. So addition multiplication and subtraction. Any doubts on this? Mathematical operations.
No, sir.
Okay. So if you have any doubts, like we can discuss now. And one more thing, I'll give you the assignment of previous class in this class today itself. Sorry, I was not able to provide you with that multiplication questions, right? So today only I'll give it to you.
Excuse me, sir.
Yeah, Maria.
Sir, I have a doubt. Like you said that we can work with arrays in NumPy, like how we do with variables, right?
Hmm.
Like
So
in
just
the
mention, yeah.
so in that same way, like inside the arrays, instead of numbers, can we add variables? Can we put variables and then add or subtract or like assign or something like that?
So that is what you're doing. Like inside an array, like what we have is that we have the numerical data. So when it comes to NumPy, right? So it's purely numerical data inside a NumPy array. So you can just do all the mathematical equation what you can do with the numbers. So, but it has to have that matrix, uh, whatever the protocol or sorry, not protocol. So whatever operation rules are there, right? If it follows like it, you can able to do those operations on this numerical data as well.
So
So it has
the
to follow that matrix rules.
so if it
Yeah.
follows all the rules, can it be like variables like X or Y inside the brackets of the array?
Okay. So if you want to have some variable inside, right? So that is possible, but it's kind of how do I say? You need to assign those x and values or x, y, and those values before itself. So if you give it as algebraic terms, right? So calculating like it will become problem for uh, during the computation time. But if you just want to print that x and y values, right? So you can do those.
Okay, sir.
So just think NumPy is like having only the numerical values inside an array.
Okay, sir.
So okay, I can tell you one thing. What you wanted was that uh, x square y, right? X to the power of 5. Okay. We can do that one, but I'll just, as a mathematical equation, right? We can do. I'll just show it in next class. We can do that one, Mari.
Okay, sir.
So, any other doubts?
No.
Like, there are no doubts. Like, I have one task. So, anyone would like to play the tic tac toe game with the AI? So, this I'm just showing because like I want to make you curious, like in order to learn. Okay. So anyone can start. So you will be x and the a will be 0, x and o. You can just get me like I'll just play. Anyone, uh, anyone would like to play? Yeah, Abhishek. I can mention like where I have to mark the x.
Place the X at the middle cell. Yeah.
Okay, next
After the top right corner.
over here.
Yeah.
And then over here, right?
Then after, yeah.
And we'll okay. I'll just show you one more mini project. Stop this. I think so. I need to install TensorFlow. Okay. So what we have over here is like what are the image we give, right? So it will tell me like what it will predict and give me the output. So this is image classification in AI. So what are the image we give, right? So it's telling me that this image belongs to the lion. And then if I upload, so right. So it gave me as Labrador as a dog prediction. And then if I do plant, right, so it should be able to, so pot and flower pot it gave. So 98 predictions there. So this is image classification, one example of machine learning. So we'll try to see and learn this one like how to.
Excuse
So
me, sir.
anyone is excited?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So it's just
Sir,
all simple ones.
I have a
So you'll also be
question.
able to. Yeah, Maria.
So like while training the model for image classification, will we like just give it some data sets that is already there, or like will we ourselves have to give different images to train it?
So as of now, like what we do is like we take already trained data set. So already whatever is trained, right? So we'll take that one.
Okay,
So
sir.
when we do research or something like that, we'll train from scratch.
Okay, sir.
So for your information, just there are different data set, right? CIFAR 10 and uh, ImageNet 101 is there. So based on this data, it's already been trained. So we'll take those and then we'll try to classify.
Okay, sir.
So make sure one thing, learn NumPy properly. So once you learn this NumPy, right, so you'll be able to do anything in machine learning. So basic of NumPy is important. So, any doubts for today's class? Having any doubts, like we can wind up this session. And thank you, everyone.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you.